Ladies and gentlemen, this is Joe's Classic Video Games back with another cool pinball video for you this evening. This is a fairly rare game. This is a Gottlieb 1969 Lariat Add a Ball pinball machine. Now, if you didn't see our first two videos where we were repairing it, go watch those now. The link is in the description below where we worked through it and got it up and running. But I finally thought we would show one, just show how it turned out and play it so you can see what the game was like. The cabinet has been repainted. It had that original design on it, but I think there was a couple other parts that aren't on the design that weren't painted back on. But this is the add-a-ball version of a game that Gottlieb made called Wild Wild West. And the reason that they made add-a-ball games was because it was illegal in some places to have games that allowed you to win a free game. So they called those the replay versions. So on this game, you cannot win a free game, but you can win a free ball. And since it's inside the same, game as the that you're playing for your quarter or your dime or whatever, they didn't consider it illegal in some places. So yes, there was a time whenever most pinball machines were illegal in some places. We got this in with a couple other ones. And like I said, it's fairly rare. They only made 150 of these. And so we've got 3 of them from a warehouse many years ago, and we finally fixed this one up. This one was in the worst shape out of them whenever we got it. It's got this really cool back glass. Somebody had touched up part of the back glass before I got it. So, like for instance, where the name is, they sprayed some white spray paint behind it. And so you see it over here too. And whenever you do that, it makes it where you can't see the bulbs behind it, but it makes it look kind of splotchy. So, unfortunately, we weren't able to remove that. But whenever we got it in the other videos, you saw most of this paint was missing, so we painted it back in and got it looking pretty good. But it's got this really cool scene going on in the back where you got this little guy driving a car with these 2 cowgirls on the car. This one's got a gun and this one has a lasso that's creating the name, and they're chasing these little rabbits, which we'll get to here in a minute. And you get this horse back here who's jumping over the fence, and this guy has slid off the back of the horse with his saddle and all into the water. He even lost his hat. And then over here you've got this guy playing a pinball machine. That's a Domino Pinball Machine. I looked it up on the other video. I think Domino and Playmates. One of them's the Add-a-Ball. I think Domino is the Add-a-Ball version of the Playmates pinball machine. You got this little poster on the walls. It's more fun to compete where these 2 guys fighting each other. 1 or 2 players can play at the same time. And look what it says here. The Gottlieb flipper skill game. They wanted you to know that it wasn't chance, you had to have skill to play it. So the reasoning behind that was because they were trying to say that if the game was a game of chance, that it was akin to gambling. But if it was a game of skill, which Gottlieb was saying a flipper made it skill, right? If it was a game of skill, then it wasn't gambling. So there was all kinds of stuff that went on with that for years that they were trying to, all the pinball companies were dealing with. So one of the things, the way that the thing works is you start out and you get 5 balls. There's no start button on the coin door because it can't keep track of credits. You can't have more than the credits that you're playing at the moment on the game. So on the Wild Wild West back glass over here, there's a little credit score window, like in most games. Like, this is a Williams Grand Prix, and there's a little credit window there. You can have up to like 40 credits on it or whatever, right? But on this game, you can't, because that would be illegal in some places. So they took that out, and so you put the quarter in, and it starts the game. So there's no start button. They put a little plug in the door, right? And then also, it only takes 1 type of coin. I think originally it was probably a dime. We've got it on a quarter, where it takes a quarter. So there's only 1 coin mech in it. Well, on the other ones there was 3, so it would take a nickel, a dime, and a quarter. But on this one we've got it set up where it only takes a quarter. And this faceplate came with the Add-A-Ball games, because the reasoning for that was you couldn't set it where you get 1 credit for a nickel, or 1 credit for a dime, and 3 for a quarter, and all that, because you had to put, let's say it originally was a dime, I think it was, you had to put your dime in and you got 1 game. And then if you wanted to play a 2-player game, you put a dime in, waited for it to reset, and then put another dime in. So just things like that, they had to make it different. So the way it works is, when the game starts, you get 5 balls, and it plays just like a regular game, except it goes backwards. It says ball in play, you're on 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. When you get to 1, after 1, game over comes on. Okay, so let's say in ball, you've got ball 5, or let's say you lose a couple, you're on ball 3, right? Okay, the game has a way to win a free ball. So see up here where the number 4 is lit, but there's a number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If you get all 5 of those, you win a free ball. So the way it would work is, if you're on ball 3, it has a unit in the back box that adds a ball, and the way that it illustrates to you that there is an extra ball that you've won on that ball is one of these rabbits lights up. So there's 5 rabbits, you can get up to 5 extra balls, and you can it's an add a ball, so you can do it over and over again. So let's say you're on ball number 3, you get those 5 and you win an extra ball, so the rabbit comes on, right? And then let's say you do it again while you're still on ball number 3, and then a second rabbit comes on. Whenever you lose your ball, the ball will shoot back out. You'll still be on ball number 3, but one of the rabbits will turn on. So you play through your extra balls. Well, now you're down to 1 rabbit. You could win 3 more balls in that ball, and now you've got 4 rabbits, and etc. So because of this, one of the interesting things about it, just the way it's designed, is if you're playing a 2-player game and the first player loses his ball, then the second player starts playing, right? Well, if he gets to where he or she, if they get to where they're just killing it, whenever they win the extra balls, they get to play the extra ball before it goes back to player 1, because you haven't changed this ball in play. You're still playing the ones on the back box. So you can get in a scenario where the first player is waiting for the second player to finish his ball, but he keeps winning free balls. And so even though he loses the ball, he uses one of the rabbits, and it just plays over and over and over again. So these games were known for having that little quirk. So sometimes you'll end up where one of the players is playing through all of his extra rabbits, and he might be playing for 15 minutes before it goes back over to your turn. So just stuff like that makes it fascinating. So another thing that's interesting about the way they designed it was the stuff holds over. So see how that 4 light is on? Well, this is the end of the game, and when the game restarts, that's going to stay like that. It also stays like that from player to player. So whenever if the first player is playing and he gets it where 1, 2, 3, and 5 are out, so all you got to do is get that 4. There's also a 4 over here if you land in that hole. Well, if you hit that switch above the hole, you'll get a free ball. So it's real easy. So you can play kind of cutthroat, So like if the first player gets it like this, the second player, whenever he plays, if he hits that 4, he basically stole the other guy's free ball. And also, depending on when you walk up to the game, it might have a better, more favorable setup on the playfield if that's something like that is ready to go. And then also, the same thing happens with these targets at the bottom, these vary targets. So these targets, depending on how far you hit them back, you get a different score. So in the front, it's 1,000. You can knock it back to 2,000, and it stops in place. So you can knock it to 2,000, 3,000, 4,000, 5,000, 10,000, and wow, which is all the way back, which is a free ball too. And the way you score it isn't hit it. Like whenever you hit it, you don't get anything. You score it by landing in the kick-out hole. And whenever you do that, it resets it. So you can also knock it back with several hits. So if you hit it once and it only goes to 2,000, you can hit it again and knock it back to 5,000. As long as you don't land in that hole, it'll stay where it is from ball to ball, and even after the game's over. So on this one, for instance, it's been knocked back, and right now it's sitting on 10,000 points. So this is, it's much more favorable to someone walking up and starting a new game. So it's a really cool design. You can get really high scores on it because it's really easy to win free balls. It's always on at least 5 ball. The scoring, just, you know, with these very targets, the scoring, you can really rack it up. They even changed the scoring a little bit from the Wild Wild West game. I think it scores a little higher, just some of the point values on stuff too. So it's really cool. We showed in the other videos whenever we were working on one of them, we did a lot of work on the play field, and we showed it pretty extensively. So watch those if you haven't already. But it's got these 2 cool cowgirls on the play field, and then it's got the 2 on the back glass as well. If you look at the back glass for the Wild Wild West, the 2 girls are drawn differently. Actually, almost everything on it's drawn differently. Like the guy we were showing playing the pinball is not on the other one. And there is a rabbit on the other one, but there's only 1 because they don't need the 5 for the lights for the extra balls that you can win. But very cool game. Let's read over the instructions and then we'll play it a little bit. So over here, you can't win a free game. It just says scoring 40,000 points adds 1 ball. Scoring 70,000 points adds 1 ball. Now look how they wrote it on this side. Rules: 2 players, 5 balls per player. Players take turns shooting as shown on back glass. Points are scored as indicated. Hitting red or yellow hole resets corresponding target. Hitting red or yellow hole with corresponding target at WOW scores 10,000 points and continues play. So that's what they called getting a free ball. Completing number sequence continues play and resets the sequence. A tilt does not disqualify a player. So if you are knocked all the way back and you land in this yellow hole, you will continue play. So you'll get 1 bunny rabbit. Or if you hit this 4, you will continue play and get another bunny rabbit. So this one's actually set up pretty good for whoever puts the next quarter in, because all you got to do is land in this hole, you get a free ball, or if you hit the 4, you get a free ball. This is a very simplistic game. It's got the little 2-inch flippers, which some people don't like. They don't really bother me because it's just, you know, each game has its own little things. We've rebuilt them and everything. We've also got the game sitting up kind of jacked up. If you look, we've got the back legs jacked up a little bit. So it's got a little bit of a slope on it. Makes it play a little bit faster. But that also weakens the flippers slightly, you know, because it's got a little bit more of an incline. It has to go up. It's probably a little steeper than it was designed to be. But we like it. So I'll set up the tripod and we'll play it a little bit. I guess I should show you these plastics. They're kind of neat. So you got this cowgirl over here. Look, she has spurs on her boots. And also playing with the bunny rabbits. And then you got this cowpoke over here. He's looking mighty skinny. What's that song where the guy says he'd have to drink a beer to keep his pants on his hips? And you got a couple cacti up there. That's the plural for cactus, if you didn't know. Cacti. And then down here, their car has broken down. So the one girl's trying to fix it, and the other girl's hitchhiking. And over here, you got this guy just chilling with his horse. So it's got a nice little design to it. So I'll go grab some quarters and set up the tripod, and we'll play through it a little bit. Okay, so I'll play it with the lights on for a little bit, and then we'll play it with the lights off. I prefer to play them with the lights off, but a lot of people, you know, you can't see it as well. So, drop in my quarter. Let's see if that works. It does. Oh, I lied. Look, it reset the... I was lying, people. It does not hold over the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 thing. It holds over the wow thing. I mean, it holds over the very targets, but it does not hold over the the 5 thing. All right, so we're on ball 5. Let's play a 2-player game just so we can see what happens. Okay, now it says 1 player is 1, like the 2-player light lit up. All right, so we're on ball and play number 5. Oh. All right, I did not, the left one wasn't hit all the way back to wow. It was just on 10,000, but I did get my 10,000 points. So, and it did hold over the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for the second player. So the first player got 15,810 on the first ball, and 2, 3, and 5 are still lit up. So 3's gone now. Oh! So player 2 got 3,200. Whoop, whoop. Oh, come on. All right, so I just need ball number 2, and then I want a free ball. Ball number 2 is also that right one. Oh, ball number 2 is also right here, so. Back on player 1. Oh, come on. Come on, people, come on. I think you could skill plunge that if you were better. Whoop, there we go. So the little crack you heard was me winning a free rabbit. I'd like to be able to actually use the flippers. All right, so I'm still on player 2 because the ball ended, but I had a rabbit because I'd won a free ball. It slid it right by me, folks. We're down to ball number 2. Ball number 1, player 1. Last ball for player 1. Nope, missed it. That left pop bumper keeps getting stuck down. No, it popped back up. All right, that was the last ball for player number 1. This is the last ball for player number 2. Like a lot of these early games, the kickers play as much as the flippers do. All right, so we got 29,640 points for the first player, 23,830 points for the second player. So I'm gonna turn off the lights. We'll play a 1-player game in the dock. Oh, it still looks pretty good. I like playing them like this better, like with the glow going on, you know. So we'll just play a 1-player game. as you can see, the flippers are actually strong for what they are. It's just the way the playfield's designed, you've only got shots kind of up the middle. Oh. We're down to ball 3, people. Oh, come on. They cheated. Those top ones are not pop bumpers. They're dead bumpers. They're just point bumpers. I tried to do that slam save, people. It did not work. Down to the last ball. There we go. Now we got a rabbit. Oh, come on. Those outlands are brutal. All right, so we're playing our rabbit. So we need number 1 or number 1 and number 2 to get another free game. Didn't quite get it. There's number 2. All right, so you saw I just knocked that very target all the way back with 1 shot. You saw that, right? And then I landed in the hole, and you heard the crack. That was me winning the free ball because it was knocked all the way back. So it's a you know, with flippers, if the ball's falling like this and you hit it back, you don't get as much action as if the ball is rolling off of the rubber here, almost like an inlane rolling down to your flipper. You can get some pretty good inertia by doing that. So I'm back in the situation where if I get light number 1 up here or over here, I'll win another rabbit. But I'm on ball 1. I'm down to the last ball. Okay, I got 40,000 points, which gave me an extra man. That was the crack you heard. Ooh. All right, so now I'm playing the rabbit that was lit up. So I'm in the same situation. If I get number 1, we're good. If you're wondering about the so I got number 1, and you heard the crack. It gave me a rabbit as I was losing the ball. So now we're up to 46,000. If you get to 70,000, you get a ball too. But I just reset everything, so I've got to get all 5 if I want to. Ooh, they slid it right by me. All right, so 48,690. That's pretty good score. And I'm not really all that great even. So now let's put another quarter in. What do you think? My quarter got stuck. Come on now. Let's try it again. All right. So the 3 pop bumpers at the bottom, the 2 that are lit, the 100 when lit, and then there's a 1,000 when lit. The way those alternate is, the lighting, is every time you score 1,000 points, it switches. So you can either a lot of the scores on the playfield are 2,000 points. Well, if you get 2,000, it switches and switches right back. So see, right now it's on the 2 outside ones are lit, 100 when lit, and we're at 7620. So once I get that 7 to an 8, either by making the 620 up to 8,020, or if I score something that's 1,000, they'll alternate to where now the 1,000 when lit is lit, and these 2 are off. But if you score something that's 2,000 points, which is most of the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5s are all 2,000 when lit, you'll see it go. It'll turn it on and then immediately turn it off because you scored 2,000 points. All right. So I'm at 10,020. So I got 400 points by hitting some stuff up there, and so it switched it to that one, and then I rolled through one of these lit lanes, the one out, I guess I rolled down here, and I scored 2,000, so it switched it off and then back on. Look at that skill. Do you see that skill shot there, people? You can get an unlucky bounce right through the flippers, as you can see. Look at that other skill. Now I need to get the middle one at the top. Is the only one left. Ooh, whoa, whoa. We're on ball one, but all I need is that middle one. Oh, oh. Give me my rabbit. Good thing, too. All right, so we're at 22,130, and we're on the last rabbit, and we're on ball one. So there's my middle one. There's two. Whoop. Whoa. Whoa. That's a good little shot. With a little assist from the other flipper. We're at 39. We're going to win a free ball. Here it comes. Oop. Yeah. Cool. Free ball. All right. So I got one rabbit. All right. So I lost the ball down here, but that gave me the one that I needed. So now all I need is the 5. I'm at 43,570. If I get the 5, I get a rabbit. But I'm on ball 1. Oh, missed. I missed, people. Oh, 46,070. Let's play one more game. This is a fun game. All right, ball 5. Maybe, let me see if I'm gonna lower this just a little bit so maybe you can see the ball in play. Let's see if we can get it to. There you go. Ball 5. Whoop. So I got 3 and 4. There we go. That's 2. So I need 1 and 5. Oh, almost had 1. Oh, almost had 5, but I didn't want that 5. I want the top one. Well, there's my one way or the other. All right, so you see now we're down to ball 4. And oh man, come on, popcorn dried out. Knock it back up there. See, those top ones don't bounce, so you can't you don't get as much action off those top two. All right, ball 3. Come on, get up there to the 5. They slid it right by me, people. Ball 2. if I can get some flipper action here. Oh! All right, ball one. We're only at 26,000. It's a long way from 40, people. But all I got to do is hit that 5. Oh. Not enough. Woo. Woo. Well, we can't end like that, and we'll play one more game. But this is going to be the last one for sure. Definitely the last one. Big bucks. Notice too that if you hit the center pop bumper, it gives you 1,000 points, so it always turns it off. So it's hard to get more than 1,000 points out of that 1,000 point when lit. All right, we got ball number 1 finally. I mean, rollover number 1. We're at ball number 4. Damn, bounced right out. There's 4. Oh, there's my 5. All right, we're at 18,510. There's my 3. So now all I need is the 2. Ah, come on, come on. We're at 26,260. I landed on the wrong side of everything over there. Come on. I need to get up to that top. There we go. All right. I got my rabbit, people. My first rabbit. First of many. We might win 3 or 4 balls this time around. If the kickers will ever let me start playing. Oh no! But I have my rabbit. Luckily, the rabbit saved us, and we're at 36.9. 39. Here we go. All right, so we got another rabbit for getting 40,000. Whoa, whoa. Come on, come on. Come on, get up there. All I need is 1 and 2 and I get another one. Oh no, 1, 2, and 3. There's 2. But we had a rabbit. All right, so now we're down to our last rabbit and our last ball. So there's my 3 I needed. So now all I need is the 1, and there it was, and it gave me a rabbit. So now we get to play again. So we're 57,850. If I get to 70, I win another rabbit. So that's possible. We're at 60. Oh, they got me, people. Oh well. We got to 63. Man, it's so fun. It's just a different take on, you know, the way they traditionally did the games, letting you add the ball in. So very interesting. And I feel like I'm doing something illegal. This is clearly trying to skirt the law, people. Right? So there you go. I hope you enjoyed it. That's Gottlieb's Lariat. Now, by the time you see this video, Lariat may have bunny hopped off to somebody else's house. We may not even have it available for sale anymore, right? But you can see all of the games that we do have for sale on our website. Go check it out. It's at lionsarcade.com. It's always up to date, and it shows you all the stuff that we have for sale. And we've usually got a list on there of stuff that's coming up, stuff like that too. So check that out. Or you can come by and see us. We're in downtown Rock Hill, South Carolina, and we've got a building full of arcade games, pinball machines for sale. Now, if you can't come by because you live way too far away and you don't want to go on our website because you don't want to buy one, that's fine. Just subscribe to us here on YouTube, and every time we get one of these in and done, something cool like this that maybe nobody's done many videos of, we will film a video of it for you, the viewer. And all that we ask in return is that you give us a thumbs up for taking the trouble to film all this for you, right? And leave your comments below. Let us know what you thought about it. If you've ever played this, that's our favorite. If you ever played one of these, now you may not ever played Lariat because it's kind of rare, but if you've ever played a Mad Mad World or Lariat, let us know below. Tell us where you played it. We like hearing, oh yeah, it was down at Jim Bob's Bar in Cleveland. He had it, this game came out in 1969. He had it in 1970, and then the place burnt down. I haven't seen it since. All those stories like that, we love it. So leave your comments below. Give us a thumbs up for taking the trouble to film it for you, and make sure and subscribe if you haven't already. We will see you on the next video.